Hello, good morning. My name is Lendy Marshborn. I'm going to teach you how to create a database system using the Microsoft Access as the front end and MySQL as the back end. So first, I'm going to create on the front end Microsoft Access. So the first thing you have to do is open your Microsoft Access. So I'm making it using the Microsoft Access 2010. Okay, after you open your Microsoft Access, you have to set your database file name. So for the database file name, I'm going to create grading system. So when you're going to make a file name, you have to make sure that your file name has no spaces in between. So for example, the grading system, it should be one word. And then click on this side to locate where you are going to save your database. So for me, I'm going to save my database on a drive D. So I'm just going to type here drive D. I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay, just and then in my database folder. Sorry. So my database folder. Or you can just click your database drive here and then look for the folder name. And then this is your database file name and save your database type as Microsoft Access. By the way, the default one for me is 2007. So just click on OK. After you click OK, click on Create. So, as you create the database file name, you will be prompted with the default table 1. So, for the table, we're going to create we're going to create tables of our database under the grading system. So, we need, for the grading system, we need students table, subject table, teachers tables, and everything that we're going to discuss later on. So first, we're going to create the table for subject name. So what did I do is I just right click the table name, then click on this datasheet view, design view, then type the table name subject. So, okay, these are the subjects for the students grading system. So, for the subject, we can create subject ID or just leave it as ID. And then we're going to create the subject name. And then the type is text and the field size for the subject, for example, Filipino, English, Math, maximum of 100 characters. And then what is in the subject? Sorry for the subject, I need to put. Okay, then it should be one word. There is no spaces in between. Next is we have the subject units. So you can just subject underscore units. So for the subject units, the data type is number. So we can use double to accept subjects units like 1.5, 1, 2, or any like that. Next, what is in the subject? We have the subject schedule. So the subject is schedule. This is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? So we can just set it on text. Next, we have the start time of the subject. Start time. So for example, the subject start at 8 a.m. So we need to set the date and time. Then the format for our date and time will be something like this. Next, we have the end time. So for example, the subject start at 9 a.m., and end on 11 p.m. So the same, we need to set the type as date and time. Then the format will be this kind of time. So what else in the subject information that we need? Subject name, subject unit, subject schedule, time, and time. Okay, we need a teacher. So we need the teacher name. So for the teacher, just leave it as text. So we can set the teacher name to be 100 or maybe 150. Okay, so that's it. So that is the subject information. So we're going to save the table first. So now we already have a subject table. You can already enter the values for the subject table that we had. So to enter the values, we can just double click the table or right click the table and then click on data sheet view. So for example, the subject name is Filipino. So we'll type it in a capital letter. The units will be 3 and the subject schedule will be Monday or MWN. Start time will be 8 a.m. and time will be 9 a.m. Teacher will be Miss Cruz, Mrs. Cruz. So we can add more subject. We can enter English. Then the units will be the same 3. And this is Thursday and Friday. So that will be Tuesday, TF. So the start time will be the same. For example, it will be the same time. 8 a.m. to 09 p.m. Then the teacher will be Mr. Smith. So for example, so that is our subject. So next, we're going to create another table for our grading system. So the next table that we're going to create will be the table for students. So just follow the next video in order to create another table.